2 months ago, I bought the new M1 MacBook Pro 16-inch with the intention of using it to edit photos mobily, browse the internet, and really just use on the go when I didn't feel like sitting at my desk. Here's why that changed immediately. Now, let me just start by saying I have never been a fan of using MacBooks to edit video on. I own one, but I haven't used it for that in years. What I have been using is the 2017 iMac 27-inch, and that thing has been amazing for me. I've really never had any complaints. Everything's run smoothly for the most part, and it's been a workhorse that I use every day for 8+ hours a day. MacBooks, on the other hand, it just always seemed frustrating to me. The dongles, the small screens, the terrible specs for the price, and the overall just not as smooth of a user experience. Now, sure, if you're using them for just browsing the web, then they're perfect. So when the M1 MacBooks were announced, I had zero intention of buying one. In fact, I don't even think I knew about them. Then the comparison videos started to come out, and I just couldn't help but notice just how fast and impressive they seemed to be. After a little over a week of research, I ended up deciding on the 16-inch with the 1TB SSD, thanks to a video from MaxTech explaining the difference between the M1 Pro and the M1 Max Pro. And now, after 2 months, I can confidently say that I now use this for 99% of my work. It's like a day and night difference at this point. First and foremost, let's talk about performance. I spend most of my time in Premiere Pro and in Lightroom, with my main camera being the Canon R5. So the raw photo files are huge, and the video files are very hard to edit. In Premiere Pro, you can play back the 4K HQ clips in full quality with basically no frames dropped at all, and that's from start to finish on an edit. That's not just when you're dragging the clips in, but when you're adding the final finishing touches to the end of the project, you can probably play it back at half quality without any real issues. And exporting is noticeably faster as well, which allows you to be more productive. Lightroom is lightning fast to export those 45 megapixels, and the catalog is just so much smoother and faster than I expected. And because of both of those, I've been able to get more done in a shorter period of time. I've been getting projects done that I've been putting off for months, so productivity has definitely skyrocketed for me of recent. What about the screen? Well, it's extremely sharp, and the 16-inch size is a huge jump up from the 13 and 14-inch models from the past. It's incredibly bright and impressively thin. I know there's thinner screens out there, but let's be honest, this is a MacBook, so it just hits different, as the kids would say. I was also a little worried that coming from a 5K iMac, you'd be able to notice a big decline in resolution, and that's just not been the case. The keys are nice and sleek as always. The trackpad is probably the best there is, but honestly, I don't use it a ton, as I like to use the Logitech MX Master 2S whenever I can because it's just much easier on the wrist. The speakers are also probably the best you can get in a laptop. It's extremely loud and crisp with extremely high quality sound and a good amount of depth to it. And typically, any laptop speakers are just the worst of the worst, but this year's are top notch. The battery life is very good. If you're editing a video all day, you can usually make it through most of the day on just one single charge. But almost equally important as that is the charging is just insanely fast. You can go from close to 0% to 50% in just 30 minutes. I believe a full charge is under an hour, which just seems unheard of. Now, with all that being said, does that mean that once the new 27-inch M1 iMacs are announced that I'm gonna immediately jump over to one of those? Well, we'll have to wait and see how the specs stack up, how the price is, but honestly, you really can't beat the intuitiveness and the smooth ease of use of the iMacs versus connecting your MacBook to an external monitor via HDMI. So for now, this will be my daily driver for all things video and photo related, and probably most other tasks. If I'm just browsing the internet, maybe sending out invoices, then I'll probably use the iMac for the larger screen. Yes, the turns have tabled. I see the irony. I get it, I got it. Like I said, this has just helped me be so much more productive lately because there was so many projects that I really didn't want to edit because it wasn't enjoyable due to how slow the R5 footage would run in Premiere. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you're thinking of purchasing one, let me know if you have any questions below. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't yet for more videos just like this one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. The dongles, the small screens, the terrible specs for the price, and overall